Hi, welcome to the broadcast. I'm Andra Polanis.
And I'm Ryan O'Neill, Vegas drummer.
And we're married.
Yes, we're married. Yes.
And I'm on a squeaky chair in his studio.
Yes.
He gave me the squeaky chair.
That's
right, because he knows I like squeaky chairs.
Exactly. She's squeaking it up.
I like to kind of, never mind. But anyway, thank you for joining us on our broadcast. And we're going to be discussing, some of the controversies that are going on within the body of Christ about the our Baptist brother in Arizona, and then we have one in Sacramento and one in Texas, who are taking a stand against homosexuality. All three pastors have publicly gone on record and stated that we should execute homosexuals. I think all three said that, didn't they?
Well, I know
two.
Two of them did.
Sure.
The other one agreed and said he agreed with them, which means, that not we should execute them, but that the government is the law and the law says that is what it is. Because if they had really said it, it's kind of illegal to threaten any human being whatsoever. So let's just get that out here first, that if it was a real threat to another human being's life, like a lot of people are making threats to these three gentlemen's church members and lives and families and everything, that first of all, it's illegal to do that in any state. It doesn't matter if it's California, Florida, New Jersey. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's illegal to do that. I mean, I know a lot of people have their PC world they're living in, and that's the big thing. But we do want to discuss a few different things today, and I'm glad to be joining the broadcast to talk about a few views in the world. I know that a lot of times the only views that musicians are supposed to have is my leather jacket pretty or not?
No. That's that wrestler guy that's got the little flashing jacket.
You're talking about Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Chris Jericho. He's a wrestler and he has a band.
He's a rock star too.
He's a rock star.
Yeah.
Fozzy or some weird name.
Fozzy, yes.
I'm sorry. What's his name again? Jeff? If you're watching this, Jeff, I didn't mean
Jericho.
Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Oh, I should be able to remember that. Jericho. Yeah, Chris
exactly.
Jericho. I don't like your flashing jacket.
He doesn't have it anymore.
It's not right for a man to wear that.
Well, anyway, what I was saying was that we do care more than about our flashing jackets or our leather jackets or whatever it is. We care about views and things that go on in this world that a lot of times we are not allowed to say a lot of times from our PR people and everything. Just want to get out there, that I like to always admit wherever I'm at or whatever I'm doing, that I'm 100% Christian, no matter whether I'm playing in a Christian rock band such as Tempest, which I am playing drums for, or just a standard everyday secular band like that I play for in Las Vegas, or a let me dress up in costume type band or whatever. But I like to admit that I'm a Christian, and there's a lot of, I feel like that as Christians, and not only just as Christians, but as our society in general, family and everything, we're being attacked right now. All of us are being attacked. It's not just
well, tell me, what was your first response when you heard that news story, that a gunman went into a nightclub in Orlando and, gunned down a lot of people? What was it, 100 people?
It was 50.
Well, I mean, he gunned down all together.
50, yeah, gunned down 100.
50 died.
Yeah, 100 people. Well, when I first saw that, and of course the headlines have what it has, my first reaction was, really? In the United States of America, we have some body that is claiming to be whatever religion he's claiming to be, and I'm not going to even bring that up because everybody's bringing it up and I don't like to promote anything like that because as a good Southern Baptist Christian, I don't really care to promote any other kind of religious background. But when I first heard this, I was like, really? In the United States of America, this happened in a nightclub in one of the biggest cities in the United States. Orlando is a big city. Is a music mecca. Walt Disney World is there. Nickelodeon Studios, all their studios are there. There's a lot of...
That's a place for kids. Oh, now I see why the Baptist boys are upset about it.
And there's a lot going on.
There's a lot of kids stuff in Orlando with Disney, surrounding the Disney.
Yeah, well...
I didn't consider that, but I'm on their side, but I'm just saying.
Well, what I'm saying is, it's a family vacation place. It's a mecca. There's all kind of things. It is a big city. I mean, I know it's not New York or Chicago or L.A., but it's Orlando. I've been there a couple of times myself, and it's not really. I know that there's crime right there, and I know that's in the news lately. Walt Disney World, they had to put up a fence because an alligator ate or destroyed or killed, I don't know how to say this, but killed a child. And then there's all kind of other things going on.
And this was in Florida also?
In the exact same town, Orlando. Okay? Orlando's got a lot of things going on, and I do know that when I was there a number of times, that there was a lot of bad stuff that happened right there in the middle, close to Disney and Nickelodeon Studios and everything where all the families go. But when I heard this initially, as a Christian, as a normal everyday person, and as a Christian, I was like, really, we're letting this happen. These people are not, a lot of them, some of them go in there and say they of God or believe in God's, but it's not of God's. This is, a sin that's against God. And the only thing that came to my head, first thing that came to my head was, really, in the United States, we can't protect our own people. I know that... I mean,
yeah, because this really hits us, not just on, I've basically just been addressing the perspective of the church, but actually, there is different dimensions, that this has affected us on different levels. And so you're saying that now you're speaking of a matter of national security. You're saying this makes us look, vulnerable to our enemies.
Yes, our enemies and our enemies taking credit for something that is probably not them, but our enemies wanting to take credit for this, going, oh yes, he was a part of our organization and everything, just to try to make them look like, well, we're trying to behead, because I'm not even going to bring their names up because they're not even good enough to come out of my voice or out of my mouth, but our enemies were trying to crucify Christians, and then they went after a group of gay people. Okay? Now you got Christians over here, and you got the gay society over here, or whatever you want to call it, whatever everybody's calling them. This is this organization over here for gays and then Christians, and we're trying to pull them apart. Not saying that it belongs together. I'm not disagreeing with anybody who has their own beliefs, but the first thing that came to my mind was, I think that the enemy's trying to come after us all and trying to make us even hate each other even more, because this has turned into even more of a calling people hate mongers that are not hate mongers.
I mean, the church is fighting.
Yeah, the church is fighting amongst each other and everything.
Not for long, but...
Well, what I'm saying is, that's what it was. It came to me as, I can't, what? Really? This is happening in the United States again? after 9/11, when we had all that happen to heroes in 9/11. Now we can't even, and you can't even go through an airport security while taking shoes off or whatever, taking everything out. I mean, and I'm not against that. What I'm saying is that's for the safety of our nation. But one man went into a nightclub full of people doing their thing and killed 50 of those 100 people, and we as a nation don't have the ability to stop this. We have the ability to stop this as a nation.
What do you suggest we do?
I suggest us as a nation is for us to stop criticizing our leadership and let them do what they need to do, whether you whether you're Democratic or Republican, whether you think this guy or that gal is going to make a difference when they're all doing the exact same thing. I think we need as a nation to believe more in our leadership once they are elected, whether you elected them or not, to get behind your leadership. And it's like a family thing, and Christians and everything. It's like family. This is what I want to say. You can fight your family, but you don't want somebody else. But if somebody comes after your family, you're going to gather together and fight. And that's what the United States needs to do. Right now, we're the powerhouse. We've always been the powerhouse. So we need to continue to be the powerhouse. We are losing our strength and numbers and all of this as a nation because the media is trying to focus in on three little guys that have a belief that they said something in their church, in the privacy of their church, in front of their congregation that believes the same thing they believe. Okay? And of course, it was put on the internet because everything's on the internet nowadays. I mean, everything's on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
And you know what they told us when they started filthing up our cable TV with that mess? Turn the channel. If you don't like what you're watching, turn the channel. Well,
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder how many less homes have cable TV today.
Oh, a lot of them.
Do you know that's costing American jobs? Every time somebody cancels their cable TV, it costs American jobs.
Well, we'll get to that in a few minutes. We're still talking about this other thing. Babe.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying I don't blame them for put some worthwhile stuff to watch on there.
But here's the thing. That's a whole different story, and we'll get to that here probably later or in another video
Wait
about
a minute, baby. You say what you want to.
family values.
I'm just going to let him say what he wants.
No. I don't want to take the whole thing myself.
You can do what you want.
But what I'm trying to say is, you asked me what I thought, and that's the first thing that came to my mind was, really, we can't protect ourselves. And then the next thing that came to my mind is, then the next thing.
I'm kind of feeling you on this. You know what I'm saying?
And then the next thing that came to my mind, was what's exactly happening now to both sides. Is someone was going to speak their mind as a Christian, and then they were going to be attacked for speaking their mind, and then it was going to be blown up into the media so that the other side really is like, these people hate us.
So are you thinking this might have been their plan the whole time, like to kind of conspire a certain, to kind of, set it up so certain events play out to cause an ultimate final
because
outcome?
if you think about this, maybe this guy was really a part of our enemies, which I'm not even going to bring their name up because they're not good enough to
Talking
come
about
out.
ISIS.
I don't even want to bring their name up. They're not good enough to come out of. You don't sit there and you don't talk about somebody that's not even good enough to talk about. That's like you don't bring the enemy's name up because he's not good enough to talk about. What we need to talk about is ourselves. And our enemies, if this guy was a part of it, and they are taking credit for it, and they really did do it, which I doubt, or I don't know, but if they did, then they set this all up because they knew how Christians' values and beliefs are. They knew how their so-called Muslim beliefs are. They knew how our society is so-called independent nowadays that we do whatever we want. So these people over here in the Christian churches and the Christians are well, I'm forgiving people for their sin. I'm loving this person. I don't love their sin, but I'm loving it. Then all of a sudden this happens. Woo, we're right back over here. They're right back over there. So how I feel about the whole thing is I think there's the enemy is behind it and trying to split us up, trying to split the biggest nation in the world up. And what we need to do is let our leaders who know everything that's going on. I'm sorry, you can sit around and talk politics all day, but that don't mean you are a politician or know politics, okay? These people that are doing these jobs went to school to do this. Just like I'm a professional musician. Yes, somebody can learn how to play drums, but they can't learn how to play drums in 6 months.
I bet Obama could play the drums.
Maybe
not as well as you, though. But like,
what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying is, yeah, you're name dropping, which I don't even care. I'm just saying that somebody cannot sit here for two months and play the same way somebody's been playing for 20 or something years or so. Okay, it doesn't. That person could not tell a person who's been doing this for 20 years how to play the drums. It's supposed to be the other way around. But our society has got to the point where, well, I know a little bit about politics because I know a little bit about.
Because I read the paper.
And
we know that's always true, right?
Well, I read the paper. I'm on the internet, or I'm a highly intelligent person, and I run my job. You know, yeah, you might be a supervisor somewhere at a plant or some store or whatever, but that's what you're good at. I couldn't do your job, and honestly, the President of the United States couldn't do your job. So
preach, brother, preach.
You can't do their job. We're all put here for a reason, and I feel like the enemy's attacking us now, and this thing is blowing up between the three men and the three brothers in Christ that have their beliefs. Now they're being not only attacked by their belief of a sin, they're being attacked by those people who are doing that sin. Not only are they doing that, they're being attacked by their own brothers and sisters because they're, I don't know if they're afraid. I don't know if you're afraid. Our society is not really, it tries to say they're PC, and everybody tries. No, what I'm saying is,
no food.
Well, I'm not talking about the Baptists. I'm talking about the other brothers and sisters in Christ that are not standing up or doing whatever they believe. But what I'm saying,
I think we all have a part to play somewhere. You know, if they're going to go out and be the big mouthpiece to speak out about it, I mean, words. I mean, come on. I mean, it's not like the words are going to jump out of their mouth and run outside and slap somebody. I mean, if they're just talking, they're you know what I mean.
Well, and all it is talking, but my whole point of everything is, you guys out there, you're getting all separate. You're letting words say things to each other, and you're not thinking about the bottom line, which is
maybe there's something that they don't know.
Well, something that
about themselves, that if they knew, it might change the way they see everything.
Well, in the PC world, the so-called PC world, and I got to address this. Every time somebody gets on the internet, or every time somebody does something or says something, all these people say, "We live in a PC world, and I'm not PC."
What does PC mean?
Politically correct.
Hold
on.
Duh.
Can I
Duh.
say?
Palamas? Okay.
Okay, but politically correct, PC, whatever. If you have to tell somebody that you're not PC, then you're PC. If you have to tell somebody, I'm not going to be politically correct, then you are being politically correct.
By not telling them before you say it.
But yeah, because you're saying I'm not going to be politically correct, I'm going to say what's on my mind. Well, none of us are really politically correct, or we are either all politically correct. There's no such thing. We live in a time where there's freedom for anybody to say what they want to say. But what I'm saying is we need to think about allowing our leaders to be leaders. We need to think about allowing these church leaders to do their church thing and let them teach. No one's being a hate monger in this. It's just everybody's belief. Just like I've always been. This is something I was told by her. Some people like ranch dressing, and some people like French. That doesn't make you right.
We're not gonna lock them up because they don't like the same flavor I do, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just because you and I don't like the same flavor.
Now, if it was left up to Ryan, anybody that grew an onion or
exactly. No, I'm just kidding.
Onions should be extinct.
They should be illegal. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm
just kidding. I know there's people that love their onions in their chili and stuff. I'm just kidding.
Salsa.
And they love them in their salsa. I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is that's the way our world is. But right now we are French dressing is fighting ranch dressing. And not coming, they're sit on the same shelf together, but they're fighting each other because of their different beliefs.
Well, let me just kind of jump in.
Go ahead.
I need to jump in on this.
Okay.
Because you're hitting several points that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
You're gonna pretty soon he's gonna have points lined up, and I'm not gonna be able to keep up mentally.
Well,
I'm gonna have to get a pen and piece of paper, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be talking that much.
One thing that you touched on, and I want to kind of look at this angle too. You said we should be able to protect our own people.
Mm-hmm.
And that families, fight amongst themselves, but if somebody outside the family tried to attack the family, you'd have to fight the whole family. But now they'll beat the out of each other every day.
They dislike each other. They don't like each other's
they're not
background.
speaking.
Yeah. But when it comes down to it, somebody attacks a family member, they're together.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they forget all of that and they just... Yeah. I remember there was a time when America was like that, And I kind of feel that way too, because even though these were gay people, guys, these were our gay people.
Well, okay? This was people in the United States.
Let's take it out of a religious arena and let's just put it in just an everyday arena, okay? These were people who went to work and contributed tax money into our economy. 50 people, now we've got 50 less people.
Jobs.
We've got 50 less people. Don't interrupt me.
I'm sorry.
Paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? Take the religious aspect out of it. These were 50 of our citizens. That an outsider had the audacity to think that he could come in to our territory and gun down our people. I don't care. I mean, think about it for a second. He was gay. I mean, they were gay, but they were our gay people. You know what I mean? I mean, that's like what if the black-skinned Africans wanted to come over here and kill our African American citizens because they're from their rival tribes, and they decide, okay, well that made me think of something. But anyway, I'm gonna put a push pin in it. But I'm just saying, would we sit here and just let some black people come from another country to kill the black people in our country because they're afraid that they might have some claim to their land over there because of the tribe that they come from? Because they've got DNA tests now that can pinpoint you down to you know what I mean?
Anyway.
And I'm just saying, what would we do? We would fight.
And that's the thing right now.
I mean, religious aspect aside, right?
That's the thing right now. We are not as a nation thinking about this.
I mean, if I'm going to execute, it's going to be our decision to execute who we want to execute if they're our people. No outsider's going to come and decide he's going to execute our.
Well, we are not going to execute.
I'm just saying, if we were going to do that, we still wouldn't let somebody from the outside come and do it. We take care of our own business in this country.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I can't do all this. Where are you going?
Get me something to drink.
I'm stopping it.